Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making a cool cucumber salad. Now this is a really simple recipe and it has lots of substitutions, but we're going to start out by thinly slicing 4 or 5 medium-sized cucumbers. Now you can peel your cucumbers if you want to, but you definitely want to cut the ends off because the ends are bitter. Some of cucumbers, the skin's bitter and tough. If you have cucumbers that your skin is bitter and tough, peel them. These are little pickling cucumbers that I'm using, and the skin's not too bad on them, so I'm going to leave it on there. And one of these little slicers just makes it so much easier to cut your cucumbers thin and keep them kind of even. And if you grew a garden this year and you've got cucumbers, you probably got lots of cucumbers right now, like more than you can even pick, because it only takes a couple of cucumber plants to have more cucumbers than you can eat, can, pickle, whatever. All right, once you get your cucumbers all thin sliced, and if they're real thin like this, this salad is better. And you might also want to consider making it in a bowl that you have a lid for, because we're going to put this in the refrigerator. You can eat it right away, but it's way better if you make it the day before and put it in the refrigerator. For the dressing, we want about a cup of mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise or can't have the egg, you can also use a cup of sour cream or a cup of whole yogurt or a cup of Greek yogurt. They'll all work to make this dressing. So don't worry about it if you can't do mayonnaise or don't like mayonnaise. To add flavor, I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of sugar in my mayonnaise. And this here, you can adjust the sugar to suit your taste, but the spices I'm using are entirely optional. I have about a teaspoon of onion powder, a half teaspoon of salt, and a 3/4 teaspoon of pepper, just plain old black pepper, all optional. Add that into your mayonnaise. Now you do need some kind of vinegar in this. You could also use lemon juice. If you've got lemon juice, you can use a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice. You can use a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of straight vinegar, or you can save your dill pickle juice. And I know with times being tight, we need to make our food go as far as possible. We need to stretch our budgets as far as possible. I mean, everything is just ridiculously high. So what I'm using is 2 tablespoons of dill pickle juice in mine. Now, you can also add in some fresh dill or some dried dill. If you've got it and you want to add it in, you can add in some thinly chopped onions to this. If you've got some green onions, they would be good in this. I'm not using the dill because I'm making this to take on a little road trip with Alex, but I'm going to take this and share it with her, and she just does not like the little flakes of dill. I don't know why. She said it's not the flavor, it's just she doesn't like them. Also, I never use fresh onion in any kind of salads. I've talked about this before. The uncooked raw onion triggers migraines, and I get migraines. So if you get migraines, that may be a trigger for you too that you don't necessarily know about. And anyway, that's kind of all there is to it. Just give that dressing a little bit of a mix, dump it over your cucumbers, and you know, you can use the sour cream or the yogurt. Slightly healthier options, but the mayonnaise is good, especially if you use good mayonnaise. Stir it up and then put it in your fridge overnight. This is definitely better the next day. If you don't have overnight, make it in the morning at least and then serve it that evening. It goes good with hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches in the summertime, any dish. I mean, when you've got cucumbers in season and you need to use them up, you can serve this with anything at all. Anything you're cooking for dinner, you can have a cold cucumber salad as a side dish. All right, that's mixed up pretty good. If you need something to take for a potluck where folks are having a cookout, this works good. And I know a lot of places are doing back to school potlucks right now at churches and community centers, and people doing it at their work, and different organizations are doing back to school things. This would be great for a back to school get together, especially if they were serving hot dogs and hamburgers. And it's super easy to carry. Just keep it cool. It is extremely hot out, so definitely keep it cool. Anything, any kind of salads you're making to take anywhere that are mayonnaise based or have the sour cream or the yogurt in them, keep them cool. You don't want to make folks sick with that. So that's really, really important. Keep that in mind. Give this a try. Try some of the substitutions. Before we go, I want to leave you with Matthew 7:12. Therefore, all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law of the prophets. When I was in school, we learned that as the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. I don't think that's taught anymore in school, and it's certainly not backed up by our society now. We live in a very me society where it's all about me. And that is very anti-Bible. It is anti what Jesus taught us. Jesus taught us it's all about other people. We do unto others as they would have others do unto, or as we would have others do unto us, not the way other people treat us. There was a very famous motivational Christian speaker who has passed several years ago, but his name was Zig Ziglar. A lot of you probably know him. And his tagline was, if you help enough other people get what they want, eventually you will get everything in life that you want. That's the biblical principle of sowing and reaping. What we sow, we will reap. If we treat other people the way we want to be treated, eventually we will reap that, and people will treat us the way that we want to be treated. So don't fall into this me world. Focus on what Jesus taught, to treat other people the way we want to be treated. And if we all do that, if we teach that to our children and our grandchildren, especially if we teach it to them by example, we can make the world a better place. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me in the Hillbilly Kitchen. If you haven't already, don't forget to click like and subscribe before you leave. Share our videos with all your friends. And until next time, remember to put God first.